Hey, ever wish you could just know what someone's thinking without them saying a word? Good news, you can. Humans are constantly sending out signals through body language and facial expressions, whether they realize it or not. And today, we're going to crack the code together. By the end of this video, you'll be able to read people better than you ever thought possible, using nothing more than a glance and some social intelligence. Let's start with the basics. You know how they say, actions speak louder than words? That's not just a cliche. Research shows that 70% to 93% of communication is nonverbal. So, when people are saying one thing, their body could be telling you something completely different. In his book, What Everybody is Saying, former FBI agent Joe Navarro breaks down how much we reveal without even realizing it. Let's dive into some powerful tips on reading body language and facial expressions that'll instantly level up your social intelligence. First, let's talk about posture. It's one of the most telling aspects of body language. When someone's genuinely confident, they stand tall, shoulders back, chest open. This is a posture of dominance and security. But when someone feels uncomfortable or insecure, their body shrinks. They'll cross their arms, slouch, or lean away from you. These are all protective positions, signaling that the person is either feeling defensive or trying to hide something. So, here's a quick hack. Pay attention to the way someone holds their body when they enter a room. Are they taking up space, or are they shrinking themselves? That alone will give you insight into their mindset. Now let's get into something more subtle, microexpressions. These are tiny, involuntary facial movements that flash across someone's face for just a split second, and they're almost impossible to fake. According to Paul Ekman, who's written extensively about microexpressions, they can reveal what someone is truly feeling even if they're trying to hide it. Think of it like they're real emotions leaking out before they can cover it up. For example, a brief look of disgust, wrinkling of the nose, slight raising of the upper lip can tell you someone is repelled by something, even if they're smiling and nodding. Or a quick flash of fear, seen in wide eyes and a tense face, might show that they're nervous or hiding something. These microexpressions usually last less than a second, but with practice, you can learn to spot them. Here's another key piece of body language: eye contact. Eyes are a goldmine for understanding someone's intentions and feelings. We've all heard that too little eye contact can indicate someone is lying or hiding something, but too much eye contact can also signal discomfort. When someone stares too intently, it could be a sign they're trying to overcompensate, like forcing themselves to seem confident or truthful when they're not. A little trick here is to observe how someone breaks eye contact. If they look away quickly and downward, they might be feeling insecure or submissive. But if they look away to the side or up, they might be thinking or even avoiding the truth. The eyes don't just reflect the soul, they reflect what's going on in someone's mind at that exact moment. Let's not forget hand gestures. Open hand gestures, palms facing up, signal honesty and openness. It's almost like the person is saying, "I've got nothing to hide." But when someone hides their hands, keeps them in their pockets, or fidgets with objects, that's a sign of nervousness or a desire to conceal something. If you ever watch someone touch their face while they're speaking, rubbing their nose, scratching their neck, that could be an unconscious signal of discomfort or anxiety. People tend to do this when they're not being completely honest or when they feel uneasy about the situation. It's like their body is itching to give away the truth. Now, on to one of my favorite subjects, mirroring. This is when someone subconsciously mimics your body language. It's a good sign because it shows they feel connected to you. It's a tool humans use to build rapport without even thinking about it. If you lean in and they lean in too, or if you cross your legs and they follow suit, it's a clear signal they're engaged and feel comfortable around you. But here's the kicker. If someone isn't mirroring your body language, it could mean they're disengaged or even suspicious. So next time you're in a conversation, pay attention to whether or not they're copying your movements. It's one of the simplest ways to gauge their true feelings. At this point, you might be thinking, okay, these tips are great, but how do I put it all together? Well, here's a simple technique I like to call the body language scan. It's super easy. When you're talking to someone, just mentally go down the list: posture, eye contact, hand gestures, and facial expressions. It's like running a quick scan for inconsistencies between their words and their body language. For example, they might say they're excited, but if their body is closed off and they're avoiding eye contact, you can pretty much bet something's off. Or maybe they're saying, "I'm fine," but their micro-expressions flash fear or discomfort. Now you know what's really going on. That's social intelligence at work. But here's the most important takeaway. Don't rely on just one signal. Social intelligence isn't about catching a single microexpression or gesture and calling it a day. It's about seeing the whole picture. Look for patterns. If you see multiple signs like closed-off posture, avoidance of eye contact, and nervous hand gestures, it's more likely that what you're picking up is accurate. Remember, reading people is not about mind games or trying to outsmart anyone. It's about understanding. When you can read body language and facial expressions, you're not just gaining an advantage. You're building deeper connections and understanding people at a level that most miss. So there you have it, some of the most powerful tools in social intelligence that'll help you read people like a book. Body language, microexpressions, eye contact, and gestures all work together to reveal what's really going on in someone's head. The more you practice, the sharper your instincts will get. If you found this video helpful and want to dive deeper into the art of social intelligence, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future insights. Until next time, stay curious, stay observant, and remember, people say more with their bodies than they ever will with words.